everything working? How's the sound? Okay, so I think that'll be okay. So I'll just pick up some coffee and I will be right back. Just a second. Okay, so I think we're ready. Can you tune down a bit the music and increase the mixing? Okay, I'll try to do this, but okay, I'll increase the music a little bit, but I will decrease the YouTube audio. And the microphone is already on 150% loud, so I will try to increase it a little bit, but I don't know how will this go. No, it's because the music is on YouTube. So I decreased the YouTube music. So let me know if this is working and it's not making weird noises with the microphone. Okay, there you have it. So the plan for today is try to implement the dash state and try to fix some states that are not working here yet. We already have some good movement here for some stuff, but you can see that it's not climbing the cliff. Yeah, but now we can expand this way better. Let me show you here. The idea now is that each state, it's a self-contained script, and we don't have to keep this on the kinematic body. So things are way better to read now. So let me show you this. You can see that all the stuff that happens in the kinematic body is just the behavior. So it walks, it stops, it jumps, and it stops jumping, and it calculates the velocity of the character. Oh, okay. The same as in the beginning. So I will try to help you meanwhile, while we don't have much users, but I think that this is something we should start working or start fixing in the Discord channel, because there we'll have more people to help. But let's see here. So, oh my gosh, this is so... I used to use both snake case and camel case, the same project. So I think that is in actors, on the Astro Mouse, Star Mouse, that's it. This is the code you're using, right? So you have the steer, you pass the target position, you have the desired velocity, the distance, the arriving radius. Okay, so the steer. Okay, so I think that we should just mess with the desired velocity. So the way I think that you should fix this is by making this a condition. I think that desired velocity. Because we will work with just the desired velocity, right? So the idea is that if the distance is smaller than the stop radius, you should take the desired velocity and making it be the result of the current velocity I think that this will maybe work for you. Let I don't have Godot 2.1 here, so I can't really test this now. But that's what I think should fix this. Because what we are doing here is taking the whatever the result of this is here, and we are taking, if the distance is smaller than the stop radius, yeah, you should. There are some updates here. No, I won't actually commit this. I won't commit this, but there is the source code already. Let's leave page. Or maybe you should try to tweak their other solution we tried to implement early, and try to decrease the stop radius a little bit. So it should be something like steer. Yeah, try to do this before, because this will be simpler to implement. If distance is smaller than stop radius, you will return vector 2 0 0. So this will make sure this stops, but make sure that this stop radius is something quite small, so that it reaches the target position. And when it reaches the target position, it will try to stop. Don't forget that it should be smaller than, not equal. Okay. And try to make this like, if you are using, like I am, a arriving radius of 100, try to make this like 10% of this. You can't? So you should make this stop radius like 10% of the arriving radius, 10%, maybe 15%. So if the arriving radius is like 200, make it be like 20 or something. some reason it is not it's not climbing the cliff there, nor the slope. So maybe I should try to so I think that the sum of the velocities is being smaller than the actual needed velocity for climbing the cliff. No, it's not. It is. So I think that I should maybe not use this, but something like this. Maybe something related to the
spend some time wasting it away. Your love is like music, and when it changes the key, we're breaking all the rules. Our slide signs don't matter. Immigration issues trying to
this is something I will have to fix later. Let me just check if I can make static body polygon 2D with like a smaller slope.
Right by my side like a monkey on my back. It's been a ride, knowing it done. I guess you need the lows to know you're right.
Something is making him not sliding. And I actually think that I know what it is. So, is this a real project or you're exercising the... No, this is a real project. This is what will be on the platform template. Okay. Oh, that's something I will have to do today. So I will try to implement maybe something like a what's the name? Push down. So let's see if I have something here or there. Okay, so something I will have to implement here on the state machine. New state. In the kinematic character, something that I will have to make sure is that this only happens inside the actual state machine. So instead of doing this, I will make sure that this is just passing the new state and delegating this to this state machine and making sure that the new state here is the state's new state. So this is basically an index of the state. I will actually rename this to index. And I think that this will make sure that the actual management of the states only happens in the actual state machine. So let's see if this broke up. Okay, get index. This is triggered by the state machine. Get child 0 set state. Okay. Yeah, everything works as it should, but now I can basically make something like an array that will took some states to be pushed down. So for instance, let's try to make this set state. We try to make this be something like a resolve state. So if we actually have everything in the state machine will happen like, we will presume that it will happen on a sequence of states. So we'll just add states to this list that should be resolved, and it will start pushing down each state until the list is basically empty. And the idea is that we can keep adding new states until they are resolved. So let's say that the jump state will, when it gets on the floor, it will push down the jump state from the array, and it will pop it from the array, and it will resolve the next state. So this will be it. So the jump state will push a false state, and the false state will push the previous state, the previous state that was before it changed. So I think that this is what I will try to do. So I think that I will add a push state. And what it should be making is that we'll get the states list, and we'll append a state. Yeah, append state index. And then we'll have a pop, which will always be popping on the front. So state list pop front. Pop front. Does it asks for? No, it always takes the first index. So what will happen here is that the states will make this. We try to pop these states from the actual state machine. And this should be happening here. Okay, so what I will do here is that, let me open the GitHub. Because I will make some. No, I don't want these changes. Don't want this.
Searching for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back, relax, 'cause love is blinding. Searching for affection, but searching isn't finding. Sit back and relax, 'cause love is blinding.
It's a strange world we live in. All we want is loving. Searching for things unspoken. We can't hold this token.
Yeah. Okay, so in the state machine, I will start to pushing and popping states from the array. So when we have a new state, states. Okay, so what I will do here is that I will add this new state to the push state into the array list, so that it will have a new state here, and so forever is like too much time for me, but comparing to Windows, I will judge with one criteria, my productivity. In Windows, my productivity was like this, and using this OS I am now, my productivity is like this. So yeah, for me this is being better than Windows. It has lots of cool features to increase my productivity, and I can play some of the games I like to play, like Dota 2, Borderlands. Let me think about one more. Yeah, the games I like to play, I can play here, so it's not like if, oh my god, I can't play my games here. And I actually have some emulators which I like to study. You can play games. Yeah, I was trying to set up Wine, but it's like making workarounds for stuff, and I don't like this. And actually, using Wine for what is the name of the game? Smite. For Smite, Smite accused me for cheating. So that's the only reason I think that they will try to flag me with cheating. It's because I was using Wine for some reason. So I think that this can happen in a lot of online games. They can flag you with cheating flags. Yeah, I don't think why they don't, because I think that Smite is made within Unreal Engine. So and Unreal Engine actually have a Linux export, so why don't they export for Linux? Yeah. I don't know why they do. I think that they will increase the support. They will have to work on supporting Linux libraries like dependencies. I don't know how many dependencies they have for their games, and maybe DirectX, PhysX, and that kind of other third-party libraries. And this can be a huge amount of work for a small community of players, so it won't pay off for them. So I completely understand why they aren't making a Linux export. But yeah, they should at least try if they want to increase the community around, because if they increase the community, the support for Linux, the community will increase. So it's like it's not one-way situation. It can be something that you increase the support and the community will increase, and the support will be like this amount of work, and for this amount of players in the community, and they will start growing, and we'll have like many players from Linux in maybe 6 months or 1 year. So they should at least try, you know. Clear state. So I don't know how I will implement this pushdown, because the idea is that okay, I will try to make this something like we are pushing the new state, so the array will be something like new state now, and we should make the it won't be a waste still, since they will give just one word and how to export and yeah, that can be something that they can use in their favor, right? So they can basically say, look people, we know how to make games for no matter which platform we're making, we are good at making games. So this can be something with a lot of value for players. And which with SteamOS coming with strong, I think that this year or next year, this can be something really amazing to have for them in their library of stuff that give value. Node. Oh, I think that this is what I was. Yeah. So we have a new state to resolve. So and we need to Okay, so we are pushing the state, and we need to know if there are states to be resolved. So the idea is that when we push a state, I don't know if we should resolve the other states first. Let's make the state is equal to well, state dot setup state. Yeah, we are. Now we need to make the transitions, because on the jump state, why isn't it walking? Okay, it's trying to. Was it on last? Clear state. Okay, I think we should clear the state. And currently we have all the states to be resolved empty. You can see that it's resolving all the states, but when it jumps, it should add another state to be resolved, I guess. So let's go to the idle, set state. This is it. On the jump, we'll try to add another state. I think that I should add something like add state, or so this is the idle. Walk, jump, and on the jump, we won't set it to this is action pressing. Here, that state we will try to. I'll make a small workaround here. Get the push pop state. Don't have too much space here to actually try this, so delete this. I don't know if this is actually working or if I am just or if it's not just bugging out, but seems like it's working. So the way we will actually make this, we'll actually test if this is working, it's by adding a dash state, because the dash state should always go back to the previous state it was before. I think that one way I can actually try to see if this is working is by going here. Okay, we have a breakpoint here, and it will pause again. So state list, states. Oh, okay. So we have a state list of 0 now. I will jump and we'll have another thing. Okay, so I will try to add a dash state. Good morning, Mariano. How you doing, man? Welcome back. I just tried to make a push down automata, which seems to be working. Is this XYZ environment? Man, don't ask me like this kind of question. I don't know how this stuff works. It is known, but it's like a thing that guys from Solus OS does. Guys from Solus OS did. It's like a known. Actually, this version I'm using is known, which I added some extensions here. So it hides the top down, or the top tab and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that the answer is yes. It's a GNOME tree environment, customized. A push down automata. It's like a state machine which tracks the previous states and the next states and try to push them. So I will try to add a new state here. Wish me luck, guys. State machine. State. No, I don't think I will actually inherit the state. I will just inherit the. So I will go to the modules. I will have a stance of a new state here, and I will name it dash, and remove this, add another one. Why can't I inherit? Oh, okay. It should be named dash.gd, and it will inherit the state. Right. So this is it. Something that I will have to override is this, but it won't increase the jumps. It will actually make the x velocity something like wrapper dot dash, and it will have initial position, so var initial position, and it will have another current position. I don't think that I will need to keep track of this. It's just the initial position that will need to be tracked. So initial position is equal to wrapper dot position, and on the physics process we will actually check if the so by the way, the state machine works basically in the same basic as a stream behaviors manager. Kinda, I don't know, maybe. The idea here is that, yeah, the state machine, it's a manager of states. I think that the camera is bugging out. The idea is that the state machine controls the states and manages them, but the actual behavior is the states themselves. I will have to turn off the webcam, but this is it. The real and then we'll make the same thing we made with the state machine, the jump here. So it will get the parent and pop the state. I think that this won't work. I think in the pop state of the character here, we should set the state Let's see how this goes, because nowhere we are telling the state machine to actually push and pop the state, you know. When it pops the state, it basically just clears the list. But let's see how this goes. Because it's not resolving the list, you know. Oi, paixão. Como é que tu tá? De boa também, quebrando a cabeça aqui com esses negócios. So the idol. Do I have a dash? Dash, yeah. Okay, at least it's not something that completely broke the logic. So I think that I will actually have to add the dash here. Okay, so at least stuff's not getting like let's see the dash length here. Okay, dash length, let's try to make this like okay, it's not working. I think that the actual speed, no. Oh, got it. We should make the same thing, like speed is equal to walk speed multiplied by the direction times 3, and we'll return the speed. Let's see, print dash. wrapper velocity.x. Isn't this working? Technically, oh, I think that I should make this something like process. Isn't it print something? Yeah, it's not entering in the actual Finite process here. So why isn't it? Maybe I should just try this set Finite process true. It's not entering in the actual dashing state. Initial position. Let me see how the state is being handled. Set Finite process true. Set Finite process. I think that I know what's been going on here. Yeah. So going to the dash state. Zero, okay. The wrapper position. If the distance is greater than dash line. Woo! I think that this is working. So dash length. Yeah, and it should be going back to the previous state here. So this is what I was talking about. And if I try to make this, you can see that it won't actually handle the new state. So it's because this state should be, I think, that first. Yeah. Now with the dash, I think that the pop state should be something like resolve the previous state. So on the state machine, we should be doing something like we should be making like set state how this will work actually. Okay, so let's try to understand what's happening here. We are clearing the previous state, and then we are pushing the new state into the list, and we are saying that the current state is the pop state, which will be something like the first item in the list. Set up. And I think that we can do this on the push state. We add a state on the line, and we tell them to resolve the current state. So we set a new state. We clear the current state. We push a new state. We won't pop it. We'll just say that the state 0. And then let's see if this keeps the behavior. It's not changing, right? Yeah. Oh, oops. State. And then I think that since this is working, I think that we can. No, this won't be something. The idle state is telling me to do this in the wall. Should be this. Idle dash, yeah. We are going to this push state, new state. State will equal to pop state. So if I'm walking and dashing, I should be going back to walk. So let's go to the dash state here and tell it to set. What's going on here? I will just a second, guys. I think this is better for the mic. I think that we shouldn't be returning this. state index. Set state. Oh, I think that I got it. It's from the dash. We are no. Set state. I think that it's time to debug it. So we're going from this, and this. Everything is fine. Okay, so this is something related to the dash. Shouldn't be doing that. We should actually be making something like should be doing something like resolve states. Because this is not going to be good actually, because this shouldn't be doing here, I guess. But maybe maybe this is something related to the actual dash here. So yeah, on the walk dash, and we can see that it's not doing anything. So I think that we should be making something like pop state list pop front push state it's not an index, it's just like which. But I think that the core idea here is that we are making something like this be an index. This pop state here should be making something like resolving the array here. So I think that this is actually very not the way I'd like it to be. It should be in this. on the jump here, I will check if the wrapper velocity dot y greater than 0, and will reach the wrapper dot set state wrapper dot false. So let's set up this false state here. How should the false state be? Okay, don't set up anything. But the behavior is like the jump. So I will instance a state here, which will be fall. This should be before the dash, and we'll get something like fall, which will inherit the state. Okay, so function setup state. What this does, I think that the setup doesn't do anything. It just checks if the physics process, if the wrapper dot velocity dot y is greater than 0, will end. Actually, if the wrapper is on the floor, the wrapper dot is on floor, and we'll tell the wrapper to set. Actually, this is what I'm talking about. It should be always going back to the previous state. So the idea is that it should push state. It's pop state. Just a second, guys. I think that it's better for me to just draw the logic here, because I'm having some bad time trying to abstract this. Okay, the idea is that a new state will come to the state machine. A new state will come to the state machine. Can you show your game? It's not a game actually. I'm just making a state machine for the game, and it's not working yet. But the idea is that it will be something reliable for me to making my games. But if you want to check it out, the games I already have, you can go to my dev itch.io. You can go to my page on itch.io, and there are a bunch of games to test there. So if you are interested in playing games, I recommend you to go there, because this stream it's more about development, and I'm making something to rely on for my development. So I don't know if the link's there. So I'll go back here. So a state will come to the state machine, and it will add the state to some list. So flow chart, database, data, using the list, display direct data into storage. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, the first games I made was 3D, but wasn't something that I liked to do. But yeah, I actually tried to make 3D stuff, and I plan to make more 3D stuff, but it's something really how can I say that, it's really hard to make, you know. So when a new state comes to the state machine, it will push it to the state list. Will push it to the state. It will push it to the state list. And what the state list will, and after that, it will resolve the last state. Nice, man. I have some problems with break fast because my stomach doesn't really works well in the morning, so I can't eat anything in the morning. I mean, I can eat any break fasting, but like if I lunch in the morning, it's okay. But I can't just like eat bread or that kind of stuff in the morning. Yeah, it's not for AI, it's just for the player behavior. I'm trying to make a push down automata here, but yeah, I think that Gulp is, what is Gulp? I was researching something like behavior trees. No, it's not about eating too much in the dinner. This happens like every time I eat something in the morning, some breakfast in the morning. Even if I don't even dinner in the previous night. So I am doing something wrong because I actually eat the same thing I ate in the lunch. Goal-oriented action plan. Oh, got it. This is something I think that Nathan will going to make in his series, isn't it? Like the boss character do some stuff and go back to its previous state and do some stuff and go back. So it creates it's good for creating some pattern. But what I'm trying to do here is just making some way to resolve this mess that I am trying to make here. So after adding this to the state list, it will. I think that I'm starting to get this. It will go to the current state. It will go to the current state. Which will be the is that something like set decision, direct data, display document, extract measure, operation, input, loop limit, internal storage, merge of storage, merge document, off page, on page, core, paper tape, parallel mode, process, preparation process, social data, sort, start. Why are there two starts? Start data, summon, turn data, transfer? No, it's not empty. So the idea here is that the current state will, if you do this, make sure you eat good source of protein, probiotics and prebiotics from natural nuts, fig made, regulate, goat meat, cabbage, deal, pickles, meal flakes or milled groats. If you do this regularly, like for every breakfast, for example, you get good in no time. Don't think that breakfast is the thing to discuss. It's something that we can discuss here. I'm not, you know, that's nothing really prohibited here. So the idea, but just to close this breakfast issues, if I drink like milk and coffee, I'm like good, so I can eat lots of stuff. If I actually lunch in the breakfast, I'm actually just good. But I think that it's something related to how breakfast and yogurt. I think that my stomach needs to be like filled somehow before to be prepared for receive carbs and that kind of stuff. I mean, I drink cow milk like forever. Ever since I born, I've been drinking cow milk. But so the idea is that the current state will be set to be the new state. I drink like a lot of milk. Like I think that I drink. I'm just calculating how much I drink actually, but like 10 liters of cow milk per week, something like that. A whole 12 liters box of milk doesn't take like 1 week to end in my house. Yeah, it's hard to explain. So I will try to follow my thought here. The new state will come to the state machine, and it will try to handle this. So the way the state machine will handle the new state is by adding it to the states list, and after adding to the state list, it will set the current state to be the new state and pop the state list. I'm actually very confused about it. The last rectangle is this one, the state list, or this current state here. This, I think that what you mean is like this. State list plus equal to. This kind of syntax is just what I'm trying to avoid here. You know, I'm trying to avoid actual programming syntax, because the purpose of a graphic is to me to understand what I'm doing. This makes sense, but I don't think that state list plus equal to new state will be making sense here. But I think that this is the part where I actually have to solve, because the new states come to the state machine. The new state comes to the state machine. It will append it to the state list, and after appended to the state list, watching how other people do this. But have you seen the add-ons on the setlib? No, I didn't. My reference here is just this book here. Instantiated states, enter and exiting actions, just catch, comparing state machines, hierarchical. Push down automata. This is what I'm trying to make here. So maybe I think that this is what I'm trying to do. of them uses a visual editor to add and remove behaviors. That can be something I will use, but I'd like to understand what I'm making first. And I don't think that this add-on has something like a push-down automata. Yeah, I actually saw this add-on on, I think that the guy posted them on the Godot group. So I think that it's better for me to just read this. So you can push any state onto the stack. The current state is always the one on top of the stack. I think that this is what I'm trying to see. The current state is not the new state. The current state, it's actually the first index of the state list. And I don't think that it's actually the first index, it's just the front. Because this will make sure that there is no other behavior here. So I think that we need to set a condition I think that I will have to make a check here. To see something like this. So if the state list is, I don't think that we will need to make this. I think that it's greater than 2, right? Because there should be always one state that the character should be on. But how will I? Oh, I think that I have something that I can add here. Mariana, are you there? What do you think about this? It will wait. It will yield actually. And then after this, it will start to make the first state, and then the second state, and so forth. And these states here, so like the jump state, will just add states to the actual engine of the state, should be done by the actual state machine. So I think that I will add something like, doesn't make sense to me. So you want to make a generic state machine where you can push states on object create. It's not on object creation. what isn't making sense for you here? I need to know because I can waste time making something that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's like I push the state I want to run in the moment. In this case, how possible you have a state list? What do you mean by how possible it is to have a state list? Yeah, an object can only have one state at a time. That's it. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm making here, walking and falling. Yeah, that's what I'm making here. I have a clear state and a setup method in the state. So when I clear the state, it's not processing anymore. So before I actually push the state, I clear the current state so that it's not processing anything anymore. And I push a new state, and then I set up the state itself. So when the state set up, it makes just turn on the FedEx processing and the input process. So I don't actually have two states being processed at a time. So I think that I should make like something like clear. Yeah, actually what I would try to make here is that state, new state. I won't do this. I think that actually I won't push anything. Clear state, state is equal to new state, state setup. This is what this set state will do, but there will be something like push state. This will be actually be how do you plan to handle this special case, like when you jump it can work different if you are ducking? I think that I have some examples here, just like what you called release button. here. So how I think that I will handle this is by doing like the character is ducking and it goes to the jump state, right? So instead of going to the jump state from the ducking, let's say it goes to it have a charge variable, and if this charge variable is like greater than a threshold, the character, instead of going to the jump state, it will go to another state. But the way this will be handled, it is like the duck state will push a new state to the state machine, depending on which of this next state it should be go. So let's say I'm ducking and I'm charging I'm charging a punch, right? So instead of going to the jump state when I release the ducking, I will push a punch state, and if I'm not charged enough, I will push a jump state. So the idea is that the states themselves push new states to the state machine. They actually are, I guess, because the only thing that they do is like telling, okay, so this is happening in my state. Let's say they are change property on the actor. Yeah, they have a wrapper class, which is the actor, because without this I can have enough data to work with. Like, I need to tell the wrapper which are the things that it should do. So yeah, the states depend on a wrapper class, which currently is the kinematic body. Just to try to explain how this works, is like the state machine is not something self-contained. They are like subsets of the kinematic body, you know? This is actually what is open here. Yeah, I read it. This is the game programming. I think that is game design pattern, game programming pattern. And it's actually this chapter here, the state pattern. Do you have this book? I can give. I have this library of game books. If you want it, I can give you the link to it. I think that 2 good books for state machines. That is this one, and the other one is this one, which talk about design patterns, not just to games but to other stuff. I don't know that. Let's see how this is handled. If I append on the back, right? So I can't append on the. I can't push this like I was doing. So state list dot. It's not append. It's push. It's push from. What is this? Yeah, that's what I need. Aniki, how are you going, man? Good morning. Welcome back. Making progress. Yeah, I'm making progress. I'm just refactoring. This webcam is shit. Just a second, guys. I killed the webcam and I don't regret it. I think that is back. Okay, so yeah, Nikki, I'm making some progress here. I'm trying to make it push down automata so we have transitions between the states. And last time it was working, so if I just, discard all changes, it will be working just fine. Because this is like a refactoring. Resources. Why would you use resources for that? Like making script changes? Yeah, it's starting going back. I think that is starting to be good. Yeah, it's green here, so maybe the internet is just fine. So I will push front states. This is what should be happening. I have a new state and I will set state so we add a new state. Have idea for a game not very complicated and could become popular. Want to know more? I don't want to be like an asshole, but I don't want to know about other games. I actually am very busy trying to make this work, so I can't give my time to another project. But thank you for the offer, Soviet Vixen. I think that you try to find another people. And nodes, sourcing is a different, yeah, and can be shared by lots of nodes. Yeah, that's some advantage, but I don't see much advantage here because what I was, if I try to go for this approach, I'll be just switching between, I will have like a state node and I will just be switching its script, right? Is that what you trying to talk about? So I will just clear the script and add a new one, which will be like a dash script, a walk script, a fall script, and that's what I'll be approaching this, right? Let me just change this music for a while. So what issue are you having defining transitions and getting the state to keep the list? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm having issues with, because I'm trying to make a push down automata. I think that's, yeah, push down automata, and the idea is that we have a push down automation and we keep adding new states here, but it always executes the previous state. Yeah, Mariano, but the problem with the script I had with Juan Saga, just a second, guys. Benny. The only problem I had with Juan Saga is that the code wouldn't scale like I wish it could. I tried to implement a dash mechanic and it was just awful and had like lots of head dashes, and with this I could implement a dash mechanic in like 2 seconds, and the only problem I had with like going back to the previous state. It's easy to reuse, but it's not easy to scale. So let's see how this will happen here. We push a new state, and in the push state we always set the state, so this will trigger this. On the idle state we will try to do this, so we'll always have some like state to go to. And we don't need this, and we don't need that. So not found state list. States list. Not found which subprocess. Okay. Clear in base new. So I think that I should be making like push state 0. Clear in base new. What do you recommend me to do with my time? Well, I should probably start doing something instead of sitting watching this screen. But I guess in stream I've been like, what I recommend. Do you like to read or to see some tutorials or like something like that? E aí, Lucas, cara, bom dia. Bem-vindo à stream. Como é que você tá? But Mariano, what I recommend you to do, I will put a link in the description for like my library, and I don't know, maybe you can pick up some get shareable link. You are on YouTube, right? So I'll put a link there. So I recommend you to pick some book and read, maybe this can help you increase your skills or like something. It's not better to use enum for state. Yeah, the enum state is on the kinematic body here. So we have idle, walk, jump, and fall and dash. So this is just an interface for the actual states. So when I have to change between states, I can basically pass a the index which I have to go for the state. Like if I'm in the idle state, I can tell it, hey, go to the walk state now, or go to the jump state now, or dash. But currently, I think that it's not working, so I will print idle. Not setting up. Machine set state. think that I'm making so much wrong thing here. I don't think that I should clear the state. I think that this should be here. Oh man, I'm having so much trouble here. So I don't have a state currently, but I will try to add one. Oh, okay. State not clear. I gave it time from Godot Engine and I'm studying Lua with love. And in my free time has been an amazing source of knowledge for me. Lua it's a good starting language because you actually start to developing your logic, and that's, man, this webcam is not working, so I will turn this off. So it's actually a good way to start with. But why didn't you stop with Godot Engine? It's so easy to use GD script. You two already completed a game with Love? I don't know how to pronounce the engine name. So I think that I should be pushing push state 0. I gotta run for Finite tomorrow's shop, so hope your project will be finished as a. Thank you so much for watching, Neo. I'll be actually, when I finish the stream, I'll be trying to work more on this because this should be working already. Actually, I already have an implementation of the state machine with states being nodes. But like I will have to improve this. But thank you so much for the support. Have a nice weekend, man. Let's see if this works. But I think that something weird is happening because it's actually trying to make a clear or setup. Yeah, make non-existent function clear in base node idle.gd. idle.gd state clear state, so I should be doing this. I think that this was the problem. I didn't have an actual function name clear, so I think that this was the problem. So let's see if this will work now. Nope, it's new, so let's make this, and we should be pushing a new state like a walk state on the idle, because if isBand is pressed, we should be pushing a walk state. So on the kinematic character, push state, new state, and on the state machine, push state index with push front, so we add. Okay, so this is it. Set state, states index. Set state just index, right? So this is it. Yeah, push state. So this is like so I think that this is the thing that I have problems with. Push state like wrapper. This will always set the last added state as current issued pop front, and then set state 0. Okay, so I'll try to make this. Let me just set. I think that I should be making like something like set state wrapper. This is just to have things work. State machine. So I should be doing this. Pop front and then set state to 0. Oh yeah. No, it isn't even working. No. Set state. Oh, I think that I got it. We shouldn't be handle states new index. I think that we should be handling the state, not to be the new state, but to be the last index of the states list. States list 0. Should be new state on set. It should be new state. Index. Yeah, I think that it's working now. You have to push idle or filing already. I think that the fall now should be something like but currently it's not getting the new state, so I can't make this to be like the actual setting up. I think that this should be what I'm doing here. I'll have a signal telling state finish. Okay, so on the dash I will make this like and on the state machine, whenever a state finishes, it will push the next state. You have to push idle or failing on ready, otherwise you push and pop the same state on startup. Didn't get it. You have to push and pop state on startup. Why? I shouldn't be. This shouldn't be direct something, you know. I should just add this. Push. Something that I think that is missing. I think that I will turn on the. Let me just. Yeah, Mariano, I think that I know what's happening here. I actually think that I know. What I think that is happening is that I trying to push the index on the push state instead of just pushing the states here. So what I think is happening is that it asks for an index when it shouldn't be. It should just be pushing this, like this, pop, you know. yeah, that's something that I thinking about, because the idea, the actual idea, is that it doesn't need to take any index, I guess. I think that we should be just making this something like push state. No, naming is not my thing. Should never reference to an index. Yeah, that's the thing that I should be thinking about. It should never be like referring to an index. It should be just pushing what's coming to it, pushing, and when a state finishes it, it pops the state and execute the new one. That's what it should be doing. So this set state is not on the push state. I don't think it should be back. It should be always on the front, because you can see here it has a standing state, and then the player triggers the firing state. It is pushed on the front to be resolved, and then when the firing it's popped right here, the standing goes up. Yeah, I will remake this. Oh, I think that I got it. So, instead of pushing the index that will come here, I will push the state. So I'll push the current state, right? What do you think? Push state, pop state on the same function? Push state, pop state, and on state finish. State finish on the on state finish. That way you can pop the state on the right one.
Is as normal.
This is something that I don't think is needed, because the character should be always on one state at least, you know. Oh, I think that I got it. The list can be like cleared, but the current state shouldn't. So this push state should be always resolved like yeah, I will clear this. I'm just reading what you're talking about, because what I think that I'm getting wrong here is that I'm using the, I think that I can turn on the webcam now. What I'm getting wrong here is that I don't actually need to be always getting the first index of the list. I just need to execute the state, the current state. So if I have a state, or more than one state, it will keep this list. But the current state will be always be something. The list can be cleared, but the state shouldn't, you know. Always be, because, for example, you might. Your function doesn't use the state, and that's because the state will always be so what I think that I should be doing here is like the state. Now I will clear it. Okay, so I will set up. I think that it cut the deal message again, but I think that I understand now. It will clear up the current state, then it will push state, then the current state will be the new state. The state will be the new state, and I think that I should set up the state here. Fuck it! State list, yeah. So that's how it works now. New state. And we shouldn't be pushing 0 because it doesn't work. We should just set the state to be state 0. So on the kinetic body, it just pushes a new state here. It sets up a new state. Clear per state. so we're doing nothing currently. So wrapper. This is what we should be working on. We should tell the wrapper which state should be pushed. So on the wrapper class, which is the kinematic body, it should tell, it should set the state. New state, so we clear the current state, which should be the idle. Maybe do you want a hand using TeamViewer? I would actually love a hand. Can you go to Discord? I'm on Discord now, so if you can help me there. Let me see here. Oh, sorry about that. I start the call before asking you. I don't mind, but I like TeamViewer because I can draw on the screen. I don't have TeamViewer. I will actually stop the stream in about 10 minutes, but we will be free this evening, this noon, so we can talk about this, because I really appreciate some help on this. I will just launch and go back to try to finish this. Okay, so we have something working here. Okay, the jump, fall, emit signal. stuff to do, but I don't know why I'm doing this. Oh man, if you have your stuff to do, that's completely fine. But when you finish your stuff, can you reach me there on Discord? I will appreciate your help on this. Okay, do you have time? I never knew what's the difference between evening and afternoon. Yeah, I think that evening is before midnight. Afternoon it's like after midday, and noon is everything between 12 p.m. and night. I think that's it. I actually don't know this stuff, right? So the idea is that we never tell which state it should be going to, if we actually have just to push the state. So on the machine, pop front. Yeah, I was talking that if you have your stuff to do, that's fine. But can you reach me on Discord when you finish your stuff? Because I will really appreciate your help on this. I really need to finish this before Monday, so I think that I will be working this on the weekend. I will just try to make this set state list that pop front. Okay, man, so I'll be doing my lunch as well. So in about 1 or 2 hours I'll be available. So whenever you can reach me there on Discord. So we can try to build this. And thank you so much for your help, Mariano. You've been a really good friend right here. So I think that I will stop the stream with about 4 minutes remaining. I think that I will try to make some stuff until to the noon, but something that I am not confident with is like I need to pass a argument here. I think that the verification for the size base new. Why is this? State list. Gotta go. Oh, okay, man. Have a good noon, and see you later. Then, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, chill later. See ya. Breakpoint, okay, so it's not a actual number here. Okay guys, I will have to stop streaming now because I have to make the launch, but I will keep working on this this weekend. I won't stream tomorrow, I just stream on weekdays, but yeah, that's something that I really want to add to the platform template, because this will help so much for people to just make their stuff. But I really have to stop doing this right now. So thank you so much for watching, and until Monday, and that's it. Keep developing, and until the next time. Bye.